Be me. 2 weeks ago. Out at the deer lease with my friend. He says, hey Anon, I'm gonna head on out. I'm bummed because it's only 5 p.m. and we were supposed to spend the rest of the night out there. 10-4 dude, catch you later. He leaves the blind and heads off through the woods towards the trucks. About 40 minutes later I hear a tapping on the door. Look out the slide on the door. It's my buddy. He doesn't say shit so I just let him in. Thought you were heading out man, knew you weren't gonna quit on me. Notice he doesn't have his rifle. Where's your gun dude? Oh, left it at the truck. Oh well. Shit, you may as well have gone home, haha. He just smiles and sat there, didn't say a word except for the occasional grunt of acknowledgement and of interest. It weirds me out because he's normally a pretty social guy, always talking about tough shit or Mass Effect. I ask you, okay bro? All he says is don't feel good, that's all. About 5:30 a.m. he says, hey Anon, I'm gonna head on out. Before I can even reply he's gotten up and exited the blind and I can hear him tromping through the woods. At the time I thought, well thanks for scaring off the deer fuckwit, but now that I think about it he wasn't walking towards the trucks, he was walking kind of off the way. About 7 a.m. decide fuck it, give up. Pack my shit and head to my truck. His truck is gone so I think nothing of it. The reason I'm bringing this up is I talked to him earlier today and was asking if he felt better and he looked at me confused and said, what do you mean Anon? You know, after you came back to the blind you said you weren't feeling good, figured that's why you weren't running your mouth about quatrain pussy. He looked at me like I grew a second head and said, Anon, dude, I didn't come back to the blind, I drove home, got home at 8 and went the fuck to bed. So yeah. Be me. Henry. I draw on the back of my hand some random ass sigil I found online. It's supposed to summon a succubus. Jerk off. Go to sleep with the image of this girl from my work that really turns me on in my mind. Suppose that by having her image in mind, the succubus would get her appearance. Fuck up in the middle of my imaginating process and I depict her without braces. I don't dream. Wake up. I don't get visited by succubus. Sigil got erased from my hand. Defuke.gif. Go to work. She got her braces removed. Weird coincidence. Wav. Go home after work. Go to sleep, have no image in mind this time. Wake up today. Got fired. /x/ Did I fuck up? I dreamt I met a strange angel. 2 years ago in July. Be me, be dreaming. Be me festering in my own filth in my room. A normal Saturday night, Doritos, mumble rap, video, cheap beer etc. The music fades, the walls fall away and I'm on a green hill at night. The sky rips open and this beam made of blinding light emerges. Biblically accurate angel.gif. Can't look directly at it for fear of going blind, it's so fucking bright. A voice calls out to me from inside my own skull. Be not afraid. Really? We are doing this then? Stop languishing, be not afraid of failure, go and do good works, provide succor to the alien and ye shall be saved. Confess all my fears to Angel Bro, it tells me as long as I want to be good I should try to do good regardless. Be crying tears of joy, feeling forgiven, decide I should respect it by looking at it directly to thank for its holy words of encouragement. Gaze upon the angel. Its holy bright glare still makes me concerned over blindness, but focus on it, looking past the light at the creature. Greater than glorious wings, constantly moving geometry surrounding a celestial central orb. Focus on the bright orb, an image becomes clear through the light. Ricardo Milo Stancing.gif. Wake up. I've pissed the bed. Out of all the different kinds of close encounters, it's the insectoids that interest me the most. Have any of you experienced or read about one like this? Be me in 2009. Because of a crap economy and depression, I have to move in with parents. Since I'm not paying rent, they put me in charge of watching my sister. She's in middle school and hanging out with a rough crowd. One night I catch her sneaking out. She gets pissed at me and runs off to the wooded area by our subdivision. I go after her but she's faster than me. I see her dip into the woods before I can get to her. I spend the better part of an hour looking for her, until by chance the light from my flashlight catches her back. At this point I'm tired, cold, and pissed, so I march up to her to chew her out. When I'm about to grab her shoulder I notice a green light about 20 yards ahead of us. It takes a few seconds but I can see it's a small ball of green light and it looks like a figure is holding it. I put a hand on my sister's shoulder and she instantly starts screaming. It was like when you wake up someone from a nightmare. While she's panicking the light grows and I can see the figure better. It's tall but hunched over. It had a shimmering brown exoskeleton, jagged mandibles, and multiple writhing limbs and a head that looked like a giant beetle's. My sister was the first one to turn and run, and I was behind her. In about 30 minutes we ran our way back home and locked it up. We spent the rest of the night in a panic at what we saw. Everything after that was uneventful. We didn't tell our parents anything about it. Things just moved on like nothing happened. But we did steer clear of the woods and my sister refuses to go out after dark even to this day. I used to ask her what we saw but every time she would get angry and shut the conversation down. A few years after our encounter I fell down the alien rabbit hole and learned about insectoids. I believe that's what we saw back then. Be me. Laying down and watching some TV. Could have swore I heard someone knocking on glass. Pause what I was watching. Wait. Listen. Nothing. Rewind what I was watching. Just to double check. Nothing. After about 10 to 15 minutes, it's still bugging me. So I get up and check all the windows, doors. Look outside, around the house. Come back into the kitchen. Hear it again. It was the fucking ice maker. Had just dumped old ice out. So it was empty and it's rather loud when it's initially filling up. Just finished reading a book. It talked a little about inspired action, which is a concept I love. Please tell me your experiences of inspired action and I'll start. Be me. Recently learned about the law. Use it to get out of depression, improve home life, get new pets. Amazed that it works so well. Decide to get a girl with it, sorta offhandedly, forget about it quickly. Go on /fit/, which I stopped doing a while ago. Check out all the threads, same old stuff. There's a thread about going dancing. Apparently it's a great way to meet women. Kinda forget about it. Girl I hooked up with wants to hang out, just as friends, fine by me, our chemistry only worked as friends. Hanging out, going well. She mentions going to swing dance classes for her dancing, since she doesn't dance professionally anymore. Ask if she'd take me, she agrees. Have a great time. Night winds down, decide to leave. On my way to grab my coat, notice a girl sitting, looking at me. I say hey, she asks me to dance. We have a good dance, have an interesting conversation. Talk about hiking, my favorite hobby. She asks if I've done X hike, I say yes. I ask if she's ever done Y hike, which is a continuation of X. She says no. I tell her it's terrible and I don't recommend it. Ask if she'd like to join me up that hike sometime. She laughs and agrees. Whirlwind romance ensues. Unfortunately she had plans to move before we met, so I'm currently manifesting her return, LMAO. Any other stories and ends? Be me at 14. Before I knew anything about the law. Be playing video. Space Station 13. Going down the hall to Medby. Get image burned into my imagination of that same hallway but with dogs surrounding some dead bodies. Had no idea dogs were even in the game. Get weird tingle in my head. Figure it's nothing after I don't die within the next hour. Next day. Playing again. Going down to Medby. See dogs surrounding dead bodies for a split second before it feels like I held a flashbang in front of my face. Feels like I stuck a fork in an outlet. Ever since then I believed that I was seeing the future determined for me, rather than determining the future. Has this happened to anyone else? Sudden imagination visual followed with intense sensitivity like tingles or neck hair standing up? Me, not too long ago. Decide to drive a few miles out, find something cool. Happen upon what looks to be an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. It looks old, like it could collapse at any moment. Look inside. No furniture, no doors aside from the one at the front. Explore a bit, careful not to step too heavily lest the vibrations shake the unstable ground. Place had an odd vibe, no birds or wildlife noises nearby, not even a single spooky spiderweb adorning the dilapidated room corners. It didn't quite feel weird or creepy. Unsurprisingly, it just felt empty. Leave. Me. Trying to fall asleep. Suddenly, feel a massive wave of anxiety. Heart starts racing. Next day, I find a cat which I wish to keep but my family is against it. Big drama follows, when I'm forced to keep a cat in my room and even contemplating moving out. Fast forward to yesterday, I no longer have the cat. Life returns to normals. Tries to fall asleep, another massive wave of anxiety washes over me. What is his/ex/brothers? Could I unlock some ability to feel when my life will be thrown in shambles? Could some entity latch onto me?